So I'm Mike.
I'm Mike. I'm Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. Nice to meet you. So we can do a quick coaching cycle here, just to kind of get caught up.
Yeah, we need it.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we get into the coaching cycle, what process are you looking at? I don't know anything about your processes.
We're looking at the specifically 989 shift lever Lexus line process.
Okay, so that's the shift column for
Yeah.
the Lexus assembly? Okay. And is there a particular challenge you're shooting for?
Well, we were asked to meet daily requirements without overtime.
Oh, okay. So there's currently overtime?
Yes.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's about 12 hours a month is all we could see
Oh,
per
okay.
person.
Okay. So you're shooting for a two-shift operation
We have to.
in assembly plus the overtime. Okay. Well, why don't we just do the coaching cycle? What's your target condition?
Well, so we originally did a cycle study on here, and there should be making the daily requirements about overtime, but we did see a large variance in the third cycle.
So that's what's going on now.
Yes.
Okay. And I like how you're pointing. That makes a lot. That helps me understand what's going on. But so where are you trying to get? What's your next target condition, or is it the same as that?
Well, what we're looking at, this is the current flow.
Yeah.
And there's three people. The blue is this the first person.
Oh yeah, I see.
Second's purple, and this is the third.
Uh-huh.
So when we drew this out, we noticed there was a lot of wasted motion in there.
Uh-huh.
But even if we reduce the motion,
Yeah.
we're still going to be in good shape to not work overtime.
Okay.
So I think
Okay.
our focus is wrong, and we need to look at this. This may be prevent or having them work overtime with this large variance. So some days they work and some days they don't.
Right.
So we need to understand what the variance is.
So this variance is on operator number 3,
Yes.
right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know some of it is packaging change because they this is the final product.
Okay. So what's the variance now? Do you have any sort of way of measuring it? It's like from 22 to 56.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So may I write on here?
Sure.
I'll write in pencil so you can erase it.
That's all right.
So the variation at operator 3 is 22 to, what do you think, about 56 or
Yeah, we'll go
56 seconds?
we got it written down.
Okay, okay. What would you like it to be?
We'd like it to be below that are. This would be ideal, but below takt time.
It's got to be below takt
Yeah.
time, right? So this is the room for variation right here. Okay, so no higher than, what's the 38.3?
Yep.
Okay,
So that should be
so that could be the target.
right.
Okay, so operator, I'm going to write pencil so you can change
It's
it.
okay.
Op 3, variation, max, or no, cycle time. Cycle time, max, 38 seconds. Okay. That would be this one, and then it wouldn't cycle any faster than takt time, or longer than takt time.
We don't want it to, right?
Okay, good. I'll start again.
Okay.
Don't worry, I won't do all the handshake stuff. So what is your target condition?
My target condition is to.
And feel free to point. That always
Is
helps.
to.
Yeah.
In operation 3
Yeah.
to reduce their cycle or no, it's kind of the cycle time. You want to reduce the variance so that the cycle does not go over 38.3.
Okay. So yes, it does. So in a target condition, there shouldn't be any verbs like reduce or increase.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. What you're doing is defining the place you want to be. So did you see the movie Back to the Future?
Probably.
And they go into the future and he gets out of the car. If we went into the future, what would we see? And we'd see that the maximum cycle time at operator 3 is 38 seconds. Okay. So there are no verbs in there, just we want the max cycle time to be 38 seconds.
Okay.
And with that, you've defined where you want to be. You're not there yet. But,
No.
So when do you want to be there? You guys have any dates you're working with here?
Some are using Friday afternoon, some are saying it will go beyond that. So it's
Yeah. We have to first understand the variance, so it probably will be
A little longer.
You know,
Should we say
Friday.
2 weeks? 2 weeks is often a good time. What's 2 weeks from today? Today is the 2nd?
March 15th.
The 15th?
Yeah.
Okay. May I write that in here? Okay, so your target condition is that operation 3 has a maximum cycle time of 38 seconds, and you'd like to be there by March 15th.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, second question. What is the actual condition now with regard to this target condition?
Well, the third person cycle time can reach up to 56 seconds.
Okay,
sometimes.
perfect. Cool. So, it's pretty scientific, right? This is where we want to be by such and such a date. Where are we now? We're here. Okay, great. So, I'll flip over the card. So, what did you plan as your last step?
Oh, it has nothing to do with the variance, so we have to do it again.
Okay, that's fine.
We were just focusing on these problems that we saw,
Right.
but even like I said, focusing on those won't get us to where we need to be for cycle.
And it's interesting how you discover that on the way, right? Yeah, so that's good. And what Jeff and I talk about sometimes is how in the past when we did lean stuff, we just work on all sorts of different things because we thought it would improve things. But what you've just done is different. You've said, oh, well, if this is our goal, then what we need to work on is this, not all sorts
Everything
of...
else,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. And there's only limited time in the day to make improvements, right? We've got to make parts too. Do we have a blank experimenting record?
So anybody else in the group would have one in their notebook.
Just right.
Well, actually, I need another form like that.
Yes.
Because you're starting a new
Yes.
obstacle.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do, leave this one up here. Drop it.
Are you taking photos? Thank you.
By the way, this happens all the time, right? That you learn something and you have to focus in. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So there's no reflection on the back of the card because we haven't experimented against this target condition yet. So target condition, operator 3, cycle no more than 38 seconds. Currently, he or that person or that job can cycle up to 58 seconds. What obstacles are preventing you from reaching this target condition currently? What obstacles do you see? And you've actually already said it.
So packaging is one.
Okay. Is there more blue tape? Yeah, there it is. You knew I was going to ask. So, what is it about the packaging that you?
The packaging holds 2 pieces,
Yeah.
or 4, depending on what they're running.
Yeah.
So every other piece,
Yeah.
they have to scan the Kanban, put it in the tote, put the tote down the rack and get another tote. So that increases their cycle time.
Every 2
Every
pieces.
2 pieces.
Okay, so again, I'll write in pencil so you can. So one is scanning every second piece. Is that how it's done? Increases the cycle. Okay. Any other obstacles that you currently see? We can go ahead and list obstacles here. We wouldn't work on all of them at once. You just pick one. But if you see other obstacles, we can put them in this parking lot here.
I have to go and watch it then. We want to focus there the first time
Okay.
in order to understand what other obstacles.
And that's such a cool statement because this happens all the time. And then people think they have to come up with the obstacles and they start making them up,
Oh, no.
right?
No,
And you're like,
no.
well, I don't know, right? You're at a threshold of knowledge,
Right.
right? So, need to observe Op 3 process since the focus has changed a little bit. Okay. So let's say we have these 2 obstacles we're aware of right now. I don't know enough about the Op 3 process. That's an obstacle. And it's a very good thing to say rather than making stuff up.
Right.
And every 2-second piece we have to scan and that increases the cycle. which one of those do you want to address now? I agree. I think that's a really good choice because we don't know quite enough yet, right?
No.
Okay. So, the obstacle that we want to work on, I'm going to let you write this time.
Okay.
Something about don't understand Op3 process enough, or something like that. My wife hates those.
I like really bad.
That's okay. That's whatever that means. Jeff, are we doing all right at the time?
It's fine. That's, yeah, fine.
Okay. All right. That's probably good. All right. So, what's your next step?
I'm going to go observe out process 3 to understand if there's any more obstacles preventing us from consistently doing
Okay.
things.
So,
Observe.
how many cycles do you want to observe? Okay. So it's about a 35-second process, 40-second process. So it doesn't take too long to watch, right? Because 30 cycles is statistically significant.
Well, there's 4 of us, so we each are doing it. We all might see something.
Right. If you could get 30 cycles would be less than half an hour. If you could get about 25 cycles, yeah, that'd be good. Can you make a run chart out of that?
Probably.
Graph it, then you can really see what's going on. Okay. And when you make a run chart, can you make notes too about what you see? Okay.
Already knows for me.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. When do you think you can do this timing?
Probably after lunch.
Okay. So this afternoon. Okay, just put that in here somewhere. By the way, for this workshop, you may not want to do 25 seconds on it. First time you guys have. All right. What do you expect from taking that step?
To learn what some other potential obstacles there may be.
Okay. Let's put that right in there. Takes us to the last question. How quickly can we go and see what we've learned from taking that step? When should we have our next coaching cycle where you might have that run chart in your notes? We can take a look at that this afternoon. You want to pick a time? Let's say 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever works for you.
What time is it?
It's noon now.
Well, we've got lunch and then Mike's going to speak, so we would be, let's say it'd be about 1:30, 1:45 before we're done, before you can run the experiment. So it'll probably be about 2:15 or 2:30.
2:30.
Okay, so why don't we come back for coaching cycle at 2:30? Yeah, some people do.
Thank you for your help.
You made it easy on me. A lot of times people will start, what's the next obstacle, right? And they'll just say a bunch of stuff. And it sounds reasonable, but you as a coach have to be able to tell that they're now beyond their threshold of knowledge and they're making stuff up or they're speculating. And what you're trying to do is train scientific thinking, right? So you need to, as a coach, be able to see that and stop the learner in a nice way and say, we don't really know, do we? And bring them back to their knowledge threshold and train them in a way so that in the future they would say, what she said, making it easy for me, I don't know. She said, I don't know what the other obstacles are, which was the great thing to say. And when you're at a knowledge threshold, when you're at that I don't know point or speculating point, that's usually where the next experiment is. Just like she said, I need to go observe some more. I half expected you to pick
Really?
the other. Well, it's concrete. In our world, we grew up going, action items are everything. Do something. And you were like, well, first thing I want to do is observe
I
the
didn't
process.
understand it, but
Yeah, that was perfect.
Oh, the other thing is that then became the experiment. So often people would not expect that observing something is an experiment, that you should write it down in the PDCA cycles record.
That's right, and it's a type of experiment. It really is. And notice also we started a new experimenting record when we got a new obstacle. So each one of these is focused on a particular obstacle. I guess the only thing we need is a little arrow here that points to the obstacle.
We've got arrows. Someplace we'll do that.